now, hey now. Hey now, hey now.
Hey guys, it's Ariel and welcome back to my channel. Now, I know I look really freaking crazy right now. I have like nothing on. My eyebrows are shaved off. So I'm completely barefaced right now, just hopped out of the shower. So I thought I would just sit down with you guys today and just show you kind of like a contouring 101 in the face. Cause you know, I always start all of my videos with my face done, and I've had some of you guys reach out to me saying like, what do you do? What products do you use? So I thought we're just gonna sit down and do the face, because a good base wins the race. I happen to not win that race, but that's a whole other chapter. So I'm really like lazy when it comes to priming. Like I do have some nice primers. I'm tossed up between like the NYX HD one right now if you're looking for like a better price point, or there's always the good old Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This one is awesome. Y'all know, you see this on a ton of beauty gurus channels. This is definitely Jeffree Star approved. He used it every video. But this one's really nice because it's super blurring. But the first thing that I like to do is go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Coconut Spray. It's a 3-in-1 primer. Prep, set, refresh. So, I don't know, it just feels good. It smells like freaking coconuts. So yeah, I like to do that first. Ooh, she is glistening. And the makeup's done. This is my base. Today we're just gonna use the NYX one. I like to go in with this NYX HD primer. We just do it. I just spray tan too, so I'm feeling very festive. We're just gonna work this primer all over.
Bitch, I put on a lot.
I have a show tonight, so it's not just for a video, so she needs to be primed, okay? Now we got that on there, I'm just gonna kind of press it in with a beauty blender. Especially because makeup doesn't really like to stick around my nose when I use a brush, so I always have to beauty blend everything in my face. Now, spoiler alert, this does make you look lighter, but I mean, your foundation should fix that, hopefully. All right, now that we got that on there, we are just gonna go ahead and coat the face. Right now for foundation, I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Foundation. It is the Nourishing Waterproof Foundation, God bless, and it is in the shade NC42. Now, you know, there's a ton of people out there that never match their foundation correctly, and I know a lot of y'all, when you're seeing my tutorials, you're like, damn girl, you paint real tan. You gotta realize that all the makeup that I wear is specifically, you know, kind of more for the stage. So you gotta paint a little bit darker so you don't get washed out. And I don't feel like going out and buying all this freaking new makeup, so I'm just gonna use, and plus, I just like to look tan anyway.
That whole ass rant that nobody asked for.
Alright, so we're just gonna work this onto the skin, working it around, and then I'm gonna go back in and kind of beauty blend it in. I always like to get the chest too, just cause you want to freaking match. Get the ears, get behind the ears, you know, cause everyone can see that. Now I'm just gonna go with my giant sponge, blend that crap out. Now, another amazing product for an area like that you really want more coverage, like me, like around kind of like the beard area, or like under the eye, or like just day-to-day makeup if you want to cover a pimple. This is the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer. This shit is waterproof, it's sickening, so I just like to pop a little bit of that on right here. You know, I have a little pimpecia right there. And the cool thing about this is, I used to work at Sephora, so I know all this bullshit. It actually has some of the same ingredients that Neosporin has in it, so you don't have to really like worry about like, oh, I'm making my pimple worse, putting it over it. I mean, yeah, you're putting a concealer on it. It does have some Sturf in it that will help the pimp. And also, if you are somebody that is covering your brows, which I was forever, I only recently just started doing this, you can put that full cover concealer over the brow and it works amazingly because it's waterproof, so it's not gonna go anywhere. Now that the base is all nice and even out, we're gonna go ahead in and start contouring. Now, contouring kind of slenderizes the face, kind of changes the way your face looks, obviously, which most of you know. I always like to start with the contour because I like to use the highlight to like clean it up. So like if you wanna like kind of like sharpen things or like, you know, snatch the face up, where you can really clean those contours with the highlight. I'm like putting on a little spell, girl. So I just use liquid foundations. You can use pan sticks, you can use whatever little stick, cream sticks. Liquid foundation, I use a liquid foundation, and it is the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Foundation. I get it, I've been using it for years. I don't feel like switching it up, so if anybody has any suggestions on something that's like matte like this and really long wearing, let me know, but for now, it's the Lock It Tattoo it is. So I just put that on my sponge and I start around my forehead because my forehead is as big as the White Hot Intensity of 1,000 Suns, so you know, homegirl's gotta bring that in. And we're just kind of making a nice U shape, go up into the hair. By the way, I don't know if y'all can tell, but I toned my hair. It's way less yellow, so let me know how it looks. I think I achieved what I was going for, finally. So really just get that on there. Then we're gonna go back in with our big sponge and blend that out. I love a nice warm forehead. I don't know how y'all say it. I say Forehead. Fart head. Now for the rest of the contours of the face, I actually like to use a brush, and I just use a little paintbrush Gigarama. So I'm gonna put some of this on my hand. Make sure you wash this off later. And we're gonna start to sculpt the face. Now I really like to, I like that very gaunt, runway model, slenderized face. So this contour may be weird to some. I'll let you know when you can stop. But I'm just gonna show you guys how I contour my face and just, how I've liked it for a while. So I like to start up pretty high right here, and we're just painting that on. I don't like my contour all the way down to my mouth. Some people do that. I'm just not a fan. I don't like the rounded cheek look, but if you're going for that more Mariah Carey, rounded cheek, bitch, you just keep on rounding that out, girl. But I like it to just kind of be that more look, and then I go a step further, and then I kind of pull it down like that. Because then once it's all said and done and blended out, it kind of makes you look like you're permanently going know what I mean? So yeah, that's just how I like to do it. Trust me, it blends out. I don't look this crazy. And then in gentle motions, you're just gonna flick that upward. You can get a little messy down here because you'll see what we're gonna do next. Grab your big sponge, go ahead and blend that out. And you're really gonna blend out right here. Just so there's an illusion, a shadow, a whisper of it left. See? Again, really blend that out down there. Now see, the end result is that really nice chiseled looking face. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit the jawline. Now, mama knows she's got a long chin. I got that Sarah Jessica Parker horse ass face, so leave me be, okay? It makes me look more like my mom, which is very special to me. My mom has a long ass chin too, so thank you, Susan. So we're just gonna start right here, right at the side, and we're gonna just wrap the edge, just like that. See? Make it like a little chin strap. Now, if you don't want it this intense, obviously you can wrap more under the jawline, but because I like to kind of shorten my face, I really like to bring it up a little bit and then blend down to hide it. So then you just take the excess and you begin to blend that down the neck. Pull downward. Now, sometimes I will use a lighter color for this, but as I said, I am preparing to do a stage show tonight. So I'm using a little bit darker because obviously it needs to read under the lights. But for typical video, I would go a little bit lighter. I'm totally lying out my teeth right now. I use the same goddamn color. I want to make it look like I haven't had a cheeseburger for a week. Actually, I have not had a good burger in a while. Had some pizza though. Guys, I really tried to do the whole keto thing. I did. I feel like I'm better with really being strict on diets when I'm in California. I don't know what it is about California. Maybe because I'm always busy when I'm down there. I'm doing a lot of shows and shoots, so I want to look my best. So I guess I'm really a lot stricter down there, and I don't really have time to eat. But when I'm just kind of home, filming or doing my videos or doing my regular shows at home, I just don't give a shit. I kind of just get Taco Bell Buenos, which is kind of bad. Make sure it's really nice and blended out. So you just hit that with the sponge with no extra product on it. I need to get rid of these lines on my neck. I have tech neck so bad 'cause I'm always on my phone. Does anyone have any suggestions for that? I don't think creams work, so I think I need to go get one of those fillers in my neck. I don't know. Let's de-age this skin, sweaty. Now that the contouring's looking amazing, we're gonna go ahead in with our highlight. I'm using the same product, the Lock-It Tattoo Foundation in the shade Light 40 Neutral. By the way, the shade of the contour was Deep 67 Cool. So we're just gonna take that on the sponge, and we're just gonna start right under the eye and pack that on. Hit the sides of the nose, blend that up and out. As you're blending farther away from the eye, make sure you start to really gradient it outward. And then you can go back in with your, neutral sponge. Just start blending the edges out. And just keep adding and subtracting as you need. Now, obviously, it's super obvious. This side, in comparison to this side, is super brightened. Now we're gonna go ahead and repeat that on this side. Again, starting towards the inner corner, blending to the side of the nose, really pushing that in, and then blending outward. Really get in there on the side of the nose too, because that always cracks. And you don't want to look like Miss Cracky at the end of the night. And I don't know, like I said, I've just used this liquid foundation to contour for years. So I don't know, I just like it. It dries down pretty fast, it's full coverage. Taking this side of the sponge, we're just gonna dip into that highlight again. I'm just gonna hit the forehead. Now, I don't do too much, because like I said, I just worked real hard to make my forehead look smaller. So we're just gonna concentrate that, you know, towards the very center. I don't even blend it out that much, because then take that big sponge, use that to blend it out. There you go. A nicely highlighted forehead. And then I like to take whatever's left over, hit that really right here between the brows, then pick up a little bit more of that highlight and just go down the nose with the tip of the sponge. I then take whatever's left over and hit right here on the chin, just to start brightening up the bottom of the face a little bit. Then I take the side, and we're gonna cut underneath, whoop, just like that. Big sponge, blend out right here. Now obviously right now everything's looking super intense, but once we set it with our powder, it kind of tones everything down, blends it out, and we go in with a foundation powder and blend everything. The process to get there is crazy, but the end result's pretty. Now using this little detailing brush, we're just gonna tap back into that contour shade, very lightly though. Don't pick up too much. Let me grab a little mirror for this. And you're just gonna kind of go down the bridge of the nose. Now you're not gonna follow your natural nose. Now you wanna kind of like go inward as you go down, because if you just kind of go naturally down, it's gonna flip out to the side, and then you're gonna get that Squidward nose, which nobody likes. We hate a drag Squidward nose. So like I said, you're gonna start up here, and then as you're going down, bring it higher onto the nose. You see that? And then I'll just flick it downward, blend it out. Contouring the nose nicely is honestly really important in my opinion, because I feel like it's the center of your face, it changes your whole face, and once you have that nice snatch nose, it's just very like, hello, I paid for this nose with concealer. We're gonna go ahead and repeat that on the other sides. Like I said, start in the normal spot, and then work your way inward, and blend down. As you're going down, just keep saying to yourself, keep going inward, don't get the Squidward. I just like to go back in, clean everything up. Also, I leave the whole bottom part of my nose dark because I go back in with my highlight powder and just pop a little dot on there so it's like shiny, so it gives it that really cute little button nose. And if you want, you can take like a little pointed brush and just go in with your highlight color and just go like this. And just start stamping that on to really re-brighten up that center line. Now once that's all on there, we're just gonna pick up a little bit more of our light foundation, and we're just gonna hit that sides of the nose and blend upward, because you don't want the sides of the nose to be too dark. I mean, you totally can. I just prefer to have the dark just kind of wrapped really tightly inward. Just kind of depends on how dramatic you want your nose to look. Like, I don't like an overly contoured looking nose, but also it just depends on what your nose looks like, you know, your natural nose. If you have a very wide nose, you're going to want to go in a little bit more with the darkness on the side. Now, before we set the face, I like to go in with a white concealer one more time and just pop it right here. I do a little swoop-a-doop, swoop-a-doop, and then just blend that out right under the eye. Always remember, guys, these are just my tricks and tips of what I do. So none of this is right, none of this is wrong. It's just personally what I do. And if anyone finds it helpful, I love that. Nice and bright again. Now here's where the magic happens. We're gonna go ahead and set all of this. Now, I'm just using the Coty Airspun powder. Super inexpensive, you get a lot when you buy it. There's very nice setting powders out there, like Jeffree Star's is really nice and thin and pretty. It smells good. Also, Laura Mercier has a beautiful setting powder, but they're just, you know, they're more on the expensive side, and we use a lot of powder when we do this. So Coty Airspun is one of the ways to go, in my opinion. I know some people don't like it, and we are just gonna, you know, clown lung it up, slam that on the face. You want your skin to say, that is not good for me. Don't forget to hit the ears, really get in the sides of the nose. Don't forget to get the neck and the chest. Now once you have that nice and pressed on, we're just gonna go ahead and take a fluffy brush and just start blending in circular motions all around the face to get rid of the excess. Really blend behind the ears. I like to kind of not touch under the eyes. I'll leave that just for my eyeshadow. You can blend that out later. So you see that powder kind of softens everything. Now, especially on the cheek area, I like to go in with just a foundation powder. This is just the MAC Studio Fix in the shade C5. I'm just gonna kind of hit that all around the face to set it even more and give more coverage. Now we're just gonna go ahead and quickly pop on some brows. Now for my brows, obviously I have my little nubs at the beginning. So, I don't know, I like to use my real brow as a starting point anyway. I like to kind of pull upward at a pretty violent angle. And then once I get almost towards the edge of the eye, then just go straight out like that. And then do the same on the top. Curve, go straight out. And then once you got that shape on there, go ahead and fill in. And right now I'm just using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown. I'm just gonna continue to fill in. Now once you have that nice general brow shape on there and they're looking nice and up and snatched, this looks good. So now with whatever is left over on our hand, far too much highlighting cream because I am a wasteful ass bitch. We're just gonna go ahead in with a little concealer brush and clean up under the brow. So really wrap that super tightly under the brow. And then once you got that on there, just start blending downward. Honestly, pull it as far as you can pull it. You can go ham, go all over the lid because it'll be perfect to prep for your eyeshadow. So see, now the eye just looks nice and lifted and brightened. This brush is crusty sparks. Have I been turning out a lot of content for you guys? 1000%. Have I let my brushes get like the crusty crab? 1000%. And then if you so desire, you can kind of just go in, push and blend that out with a sponge. All right, and there you have it. This is how I achieve my perfect base. Again, this is just my perfect base, in my opinion. Y'all can do whatever you want, but I mean, if this helps anyone kind of just starting drag, or if you want some new tips, some new products, this is everything that I use to achieve this kind of look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this contouring 101 with me. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you comment below. And if you are not already, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel and hit that notification bell so you know when I am posting new videos. I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough. I'm just gonna go to my show like this tonight. Thanks for watching, and as always, yes.